Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make salsa for like chips. In Spanish it's called salsa botanera, and it's that salsa that you will get at like if you go to like a Mexican party and they have like chips and salsa and it's like kind of chunky. This is the salsa that they make most of the time. So start with about 6 tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and just boil them, and 2 jalapenos. Make sure that, you take like the little stemmy part off already, and if you don't like the seeds, make sure you take off the seeds. I'm making this for myself, so seeds in. So step 1. Boil. Once it's actually boiling, it's like kind of steaming right now, but once it's actually boiling, I don't know, boil it for like 5 to 7 minutes, and we're ready to move on to step 2. So this is just like Mexican green onions. They're called cambray, and they're kind of big. These are kind of big, so you're gonna have to like get yourself some maybe 4 of the regular size ones. These are kind of big, so 2 of these, and you're just gonna chop them up. 2 big ones, or 4. I would say 4 to 5 of the regular. If you can buy the little long ones, that's fine too. So just take the ends off, and I don't like to really taste a whole bunch of this, so the white part I kind of cut in 4s if I can. There we go, and then cut in half. Sorry, I think I'm coming down with something, I don't know. Alright. Bunch them together and just chop. Like I said, I really don't like the white part. Like, I just don't want to bite into like a big old piece of onion, you know? Okay. So, onion done. You're going to transfer it into your bowl, and we're going to move on with the cilantro. Alright, so get yourself just like a handful of the cilantro leaves. It's okay if some of the stems are there. I don't mind. If you mind, then you can just like pull them out, pick these out one by one. I don't care. It's the same. So, handful. And make sure you wash them. So what you're gonna do is just bunch it all up as best you can. Just bunch it all up. And be careful not to get your fingers. So you're just gonna make little cuts. And what you do is you hold onto your knife, and it helps you kind of bunch it up in the back of the knife. So when you're ready, just keep chopping. And I never let go of my knife. I keep it right here. That way I know what part I haven't chopped up yet. I just don't like mushy cilantro in my salsas, so I don't like to over chop it and then it's like mush. So that's what I do. Okay. So from here, it looks pretty good, but I'm gonna cut it this way now, just very quickly. There. And we're good. Put it in the bowl. Obviously, if you're not a big fan of cilantro, don't put as much as maybe half a handful. The thing is, I like spicy, so sometimes when you like spicy, but you don't just want to feel the heat, you want to taste other flavors. Sometimes like the cilantro, it's more of a, I would almost say minty. You really want to taste that when you're like feeling pain. So, I don't know. So I like cilantro in my salsas when it's like super spicy. There is one exception to a salsa that I make, but that is the only exception, and I'll show you that later on. So you're gonna grab your molcajete. This is a molcajete. If you don't have one of these little like, what is it called? You know, you mash, you make your little salsa in here and everything, and it's all nice and pretty and cool. If you don't have one of these, that is totally fine. I'm going to show you how to make a Mexican blender. All right, if you don't have one of these, you use a Mexican blender. So, grab yourself a can. This is just like pickled sliced jalapenos and carrots. Grab yourself a can. I don't have to use like the can opener because this is like one of those pop tops. But if you have one that doesn't have this, you're gonna open it up. So let's open it up. And use whatever you got for another recipe or whatever it is you're gonna do. And no, you can't use these for your salsa. No, don't do that. Okay, can. So next, you're gonna rinse this out. Can rinsed, and take the plastic and stuff off. So it's like this. So you have one side that's completely open. You take the plastic off, and then you have the bottom part. So on the bottom part, take your can opener, and your can opener should have one of these little, what do you call these? Like to open up like your sodas and stuff? I don't know. So take that little doohickey. Take that, put it on your can, and make a hole, or try to make a hole. Mine's getting dull. Shoot! Okay, mine's dull. So if you can't do that, there's another way. Take your knife, put it on the side, and please be very careful with this. Put it on to the side of the can. All right, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And then you're going to pat down a little bit on the knife, so it gets in there. See? Man, the way I'm looking at the camera, it's like everything's backwards. Okay, so anyway, let's see if I can fix this. Yes. Okay, much better. So you see how it's just kind of in there? All right, so we have it in there. Take the can. You're gonna take your knife and just twist it and let it go. So it creates this little hole, right? Make another one if you can. There we go. And that's enough. Okay, so there we go. We have a whole can, right? This is your Mexican blender. So because you don't have one of these to grind your stuff up, you're gonna get a bowl. You're gonna put your stuff here in your bowl and you're gonna mash it like this. So keep this for as long as you can. Mexican blender, you're welcome. So get yourself a bowl, and in here you're gonna add about, how much salsa am I making? 1 to 2 cloves of garlic. That's completely up to you, 1 to 2 cloves. I'm gonna use already minced garlic because I can't make everything from scratch. Like, I'm busy. So having like a jar of minced garlic helps a lot. So one of my tips, get yourself a jar of minced garlic. Make sure that it's vegan, that it's, you know, it's okay to use, and also get a good one. Don't get like the cheapo ones because they tend to have a smell to them and like a different taste, and it's kind of weird and funky. So get yourself a good one if you're gonna do that. Peeling garlic just isn't my thing. I don't like to peel garlic. So let me get my garlic. So for every teaspoon is supposed to be 1 garlic or something like that. So, all right, cool. Maybe that's too much. No, it's okay. All right, see, minced garlic or crushed garlic? Crushed garlic, there you go, crushed garlic. So you got your tomatoes and your jalapeno here. You can remove the skin, right? Remove the skin because it always makes it look prettier. And you can be like, you know, what is the word without using the real word? You could be a little OCD about it. That's fine. I don't care so much about that. So it's just whatever I get out of it. Okay. So I would say try to do one at a time if it's your first time. So you have your Mexican blender. The most awesome thing, I swear. And we'll be using this a lot more, so make it. It doesn't have to be a small can, it can be one of those longer regular size cans. I just like this because it fits better in my drawer and stuff. So anyway. So you're gonna take it and just cut away. Cut away. And you'll feel the little pieces if it's like not crushed enough. You'll feel it. See, there you go. So once you have 1 or 2 going, start your jalapenos. You see how I left the inside in there? Because I want heat. So first I just kind of cut them into smaller chunks so I can get the other one in there. But do whatever's easier for you. This smells so good already. And when I really want like spicy and really good tasting, I use Serranos. These are jalapenos. Serranos have a little bit more heat, but I like that jalapeno-y like flavor. Jalapeno versus a Serrano, jalapeno has more of like a smoky, you could say, kind of flavor. And this is a vegan talking. If you're not vegan, you might not even understand what I'm talking about. I seem to taste food a little better than I did back in my Omni days. So for this salsa, I like jalapeno. So once you have most of them, I mean, once they're pretty good, then you're free to do the other tomatoes, but you don't do all the tomatoes and then try to crush these bad boys, because it's going to be a lot harder to get to. You know, it's not, we didn't overfill the bowl or anything, see? So they're just a lot easier to mash this way. And if you really like spicy and stuff, see, I got to compromise because my husband doesn't like spicy, like doesn't. So I got to compromise. So I would, if I wanted this to be really spicy but good, I probably would have added like another jalapeno or two. Not to make it too spicy. I don't like it to hurt so much that I forget what it tastes like. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh, and I almost forgot. So, that's what it's looking like so far. So, PETA says this is okay, which is freaking awesome. I used to get this brand back in my Omni days. Omni means meat eater, eat meat, whatever. When I was not vegan, I would get this brand a lot. It's bouillon, but I would get like the chicken bouillon and the beef bouillon and the tomato bouillon chicken flavor, because that's all, like, I go to the store, that's all I see. I actually found these at Winco. I can also find them sometimes at Walmart. It's the Knorr brand. Vegetable bouillon. Knorr vegetable bouillon. Now, if you're one of those, you do not eat anything that is made in a facility that processes animal parts or its byproduct, then this is not for you, because like I said, they make the other stuff too. But if you're not, this is vegetable, this is good. I checked the label and it's got like turmeric and garlic powder and carrots and dehydrated carrots and cabbage and a little bit of sugar. You can't taste the sugar, but somehow it's got sugar and onion powder and barley extract or something, and some salt. This is like the epitome of Mexican flavor, okay? You need to find this. For other styles cooking, you know, get whatever. But for like, if you're cooking Mexican and stuff and you need that extra little something to your food, big secret here, use this stuff. All right, and until PETA says it's not okay, I'm gonna use it. Because I looked at, because you can go onto the PETA website and see what's okay and what's not and all this stuff. Obviously, you can look at the back and read it yourself and stuff. But if you just want further, support on your decision, go to the PETA website. This is okay, and I love this, and we'll be using this a lot. All right, so we're gonna use one of the cubes, and there's 6 large cubes to each one of these. I got this at Winco for $1. I think at Walmart it might be like $1.25 or something like that, but yeah. All right, So you put it in there, and this is all still kind of warm, so the little bouillon will kind of dissolve. All right. You can add 2 if you like. I would rather use more natural, because even though this is vegan, it's very processed, obviously, but it's very, very delicious. So I would rather, if it's just for myself, if I'm not making this for a party, if I'm not trying to impress the meat eaters or anything like that, I make it like this, and if it needs salt, I will just add Himalayan pink salt or sea salt or whatever. Or Celtic salt. I like Celtic. Ugh. Celtic salt. I'm actually going to use the top of my Mexican blender here, multi-purpose. So now that you have all of this in here, just go ahead and peel all of your tomatoes. You should probably wait a little bit longer. I didn't wait as much. This is hot. But don't wait until it's completely cold, because you want that bouillon to dissolve and everything. This isn't coming off as easily, but that's fine. You can also use the canned tomatoes. I try to get as natural as I can. Like even these Roma tomatoes, they're not like processed with that gas and all that stuff to preserve it or make it good or whatever. These are organic. I don't always buy organic, but I do when I can afford it or can. Sometimes organic stuff is the same price as the regular stuff. So it's just always keep in mind, always keep the, if organic prices versus like regular prices, always keep them in mind. Prices do change all the time, so you gotta like watch it. This isn't gonna, the skin isn't gonna come off as easily, so I'm just gonna leave it. I don't care as long as I get most of it off. Like that. And one more. So I think I cooked up 6 Roma tomatoes. I should probably do a grocery haul, because my groceries for like the week, because I buy groceries every week, is like super, super cheap. Like I don't know anyone personally that shops as cheap as I do. Anyway, all right, mash. So you see how when it goes all the way down, you have just a little bit of space because it's a small can. If it were the bigger can, your hand would be up here. So that's the benefit to having a longer can. What sucks is I don't have that much space in my drawers, so I do the small one. And the reason for the holes is if you were doing this with no holes, I can't explain it. It creates like a suction or something, and it gets all splattery everywhere and stuff. This helps air come out of this. When you're pushing down, it helps the air come out, so it's not getting all like in your face and stuff. So if you don't have one of these, make yourself one of these. And make sure you wash this and completely dry it before you put it away. You don't want it to rust and stuff. Once that starts happening, Just discard it and make another one. Recycling! We love to recycle here. Okay. Now, I'm going to kind of taste it. That was really good, but it needs pepper. I would say 1/8 of a teaspoon. And maybe just a little bit more of salt. Maybe another 1/8 of a teaspoon. Not that much. So you have this, and you have this, or this into here. This is just the cilantro and the onion. If you really like, onion is missing here, cook a piece of onion, like white onion, yellow onion. Cook it with the tomato and the jalapeno. And then just go ahead and mash it up and you get more onion. I don't, so yeah. I'm so organized here. Okay, so this is just the cilantro and the onion. Oh yeah. This looks delicious. I like it just a little bit more runnier than this, so I'm going to put some drinking water in here because you remember the tomato and the garlic and all the flavor was in here. So I'm going to put a little bit of water in here, kind of swish it around, put it back in there. Water, swish it around, try to get all that flavor out of there. There you go. There you go. Okay. It needs to be mashed a little bit more. Go ahead and get in there and mash it and do whatever you gotta do until you're happy, because you're gonna eat this. Look at this. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. My dog's about to bark because someone's here. I will show you the finished product in a little bit. So here you go. Finished product. Totopos. And some salsa. So chips and salsa. And the chips they have hardly any oil to them, so, and really hardly any salt, because the salt, usually, most of the salt stays on the pan after you bake it. But yeah, there you go.